Throughout the history of my channel, I've been known to embrace my love for plant-based medicine. This all started when I was 18 and a freshman in college. With the abrupt changes in my life, I felt myself slipping back into a depression similar to what I experienced when I was 12. Perhaps this could have been the reason for depression? However, this time, I knew I needed to find something that would help me overcome destructive thoughts, and my research eventually led me to mushrooms. My life has been wildly different ever since. In this video, I want to discuss mushrooms educationally because you guys have a lot of questions on how to get started with this portion of your healing journey, and I'm so grateful to have the platform and the resources to be able to give you step-by-step information on how you can proceed with this journey safely. Also, this video is featuring Flowdose. Flowdose is a mindful mushroom company that specializes in microdosing capsules that were harvested in a meditative state. I've been trying these out for about a week now, and I am in love. These capsules are amazing at putting my mind at ease, helping me be more patient within my days, and allowing my thoughts to come one by one instead of like all at once and my brain just being a chaotic mess. And with my discount code, you can get a free $40 starter pack with your first order on Flowdose's website. And if you didn't know, here's the starter pack. It comes with all this good product for free. This is one of the best deals I've ever been able to give y'all, so please check that out immediately. And with that being said, let's hop in the video, answer some of you guys' questions, and give you the rundown on everything you need to know to get started with mushrooms. I am very excited to now get into the informative part of this video. Today I am here with Brianna. Brianna, how would you introduce yourself?
I go by Bree. You can call me Bree.
Okay, cool. You are one that has had a very big history with growing mushrooms yourself, and you have your own unique relationship with the plant. And I've been wanting to have a conversation with you about this as well.
They're amazing.
So
They're amazing.
I'm so eager to hear what you have to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm like, I gotta get a shroom spurt, and I feel like Bree is a good nominee for this video. So let's get into it. But the first thing that I feel like people really need to know about is what is psilocybin and what is microdosing. Because I feel like people need to know that psilocybin is the psychoactive compound found within magic mushrooms that makes them magical. So in the wildlife, if an insect stumbles across a psychedelic mushroom and it eats it, to make the insect feel fuller than what they really are so that they stop eating it. And humans, we trip.
Yeah.
Thank you, Trey.
Definitely.
Trey bought us waters.
That's so awesome. Thank you.
Microdosing is when you many people consider it to be when you take less than a gram of mushrooms, and therefore it has minute effects that can really make a very big impact in you long term.
Definitely.
So what would you say are some of the traits that you'd experience from microdosing?
Well, personally from microdosing, for me, it helped with my PTSD from being a veteran. Also, it helped me just have more positive outlook during the day. Like, with everything, especially since the vid happened, things have been just like socially awkward for me. I know me going out in public, and microdosing helps me actually be around people, be a little bit more gentler, be a little bit more patient, and actually just enjoy my day.
Yeah, that's the same kind of feeling that I get with mushrooms, just more presence, more understanding. And I feel like I have more, my senses are present within the outside world. I'm more attentive to what's going on around me in a way that's mostly filled with gratitude. How do mushrooms heal?
Girl. Okay. Right. So, studies have shown that just mushrooms, period, they don't even have to be psilocybin or psychoactive. Lion's mane, red reishi, those type of mushrooms. Even
Aphthenogenic mushrooms.
Yes. Yeah. Even psilocybin mushrooms, they have psychoactive properties that rebuild brain neurons and pathways in your brain. So it helps a lot of Alzheimer patients, dementia patients, cancer patients. In a lot of different countries, they're actually prescribing this to actual patients with these type of diseases. So, I mean, I think that alone has a big impact of saying what mushrooms can actually do for you.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's very interesting because I feel like we're seeing more of a attention focused on it now, but a lot of people are so ill-informed that they're like, it's a drug. Or what do you feel about that? People calling it a drug.
I mean, I've gotten that a lot. You're a drug addict, you're crazy, you know, this, that, the crazy words. But the more you're ignorant to something, you just don't know. You just don't know. So, I mean, I like to try to educate people when they ask me about it. How much to take. I ask them about their body weight, what other type of substances are they partaking in, because all that has an effect on it. Yeah. But mushrooms are definitely not, it's not anything that you're pumping in your veins.
I say if it is medicine, it won't kill you.
Exactly. This grows
if
exactly
it's medicine,
from the earth.
You will not be able to die from it. You can't die from mushrooms, from ayahuasca, from weed.
There's no way you can overdose from
it. You can't. And it's literally solely meant for healing purposes. It's not meant for treating symptoms. And whether you continue to call it a drug or not, it really doesn't make much of a difference. As long as you understand within your being that this is solely meant for healing, and you know, it's not harmful in any aspect, and it's not even something to be belittled, because I feel like people will belittle the power of mushrooms, and it's like, bro, you are literally belittling Gaia, you're belittling Earth, you are belittling nature, which provides you everything you need and everything you eat. So let's just be a little more conscious when we talk about it, you know. Now you got a general understanding of like what mushrooms are and why they do what they do. Let's talk about the effects.
So, okay.
Let's start.
And this is another misconception.
Okay.
Mushrooms in general are, I consider them an aphrodisiac.
Ooh.
I really do, because every single one that I've tried, every single one that I've grown myself, horny, like it's there. So okay, that's a major side effect. Some do have more I want to say more present factors than others. Some that make you feel really present to the fact that you're probably feeling anxiety. You feel everything that's going on around you, and you don't know how to take that in. So that's one thing when people say they're having a bad trip, that's what I relate it as to. That, you know.
It's like, ooh, that's very interesting, because I'm the type of person, when I walk into my environment, I'm very aware, but I know there's been times in my psyche where I haven't been addressing everything that needs to be addressed. So it's like, of course, when I intake this medicine, it's going to lead me there regardless.
It's going to take you there regardless.
It's going to take you there. So let's split it up. Let's talk about the physical things that you can experience.
Physical, I can honestly say there's probably like a buzzing body high. You're not going to want to sleep much. And I can only speak for the genetics that I deal with and that I grow. Okay. They don't make you sleep much. They put you in a creative mode. Even if you try to get some rest, it doesn't make you like stay up all night, but you're definitely going to be in that creative atmosphere to where you're going to want to get these thoughts, these feelings, these emotions out. It's like you're purging yourself. It's like a purge. Whatever you're feeling at the time, whatever you've been just like holding on to right here is going to come out.
Okay.
Definitely.
Interesting. So definitely a purge of some sort, maybe a creative flow. For like physical symptoms, a lot of people have expressed discomfort within their stomach. Whether you're coming up on the trip. I experienced that coming down. Why does that happen? Because so many people ask me that.
It's the chitin. So it's called chitin in mushrooms. It's like a white substance in the mushroom. And that's also one of the characteristics that it has of not wanting to be eaten. So you don't eat it. So that's to give you that unset stomach, so you don't come and get it.
I'm so glad that I said that at the beginning of this video. That was a very full circle. I didn't know that. Okay, so some people say that they vomit and stuff. That's an aspect. I think that's like a genetic thing, because I'm like, if you're throwing up every time you eat mushrooms,
it is. I suggest that you eat probably a nice amount of fruit before you even ingest that. A nice smoothie. Definitely bananas and fresh lime
but
juice.
Not like, I feel like if you're not eating that, should you be fasting?
Definitely not fasting.
I think it depends on who you are, though.
I
think that like if you are somebody prone to throwing up, perhaps fasting
Yeah.
for the day until
Definitely
you
a
eat
liquid
mushrooms.
intake, probably
Yeah, definitely
just, yeah.
liquid probiotics, things of that sort. But other than that, just the mushrooms, and see if that still causes you to throw up.
Exactly.
Because it might just be you have too much on your plate, or that could be just another way that the mushrooms are getting you to purge. Because as y'all know, in my last video where I was talking about ayahuasca, the purge was so freaking real, bro.
Really?
And it was intense. It was coming from everywhere. It was coming out of my ears, goddamn. So yeah, that could be some helpful insight. What about spiritual effects?
Spiritual
Visions, consultations that you have with spirit guides.
I've had, I want to say, more of a outer body experience. Have you seen the movie Insidious, where they do a lot of astral projection?
Astral projection, yeah, for sure.
I had it so strong one night. I think I only took about 2.5 grams though, girl.
Okay.
But it's different strands or different.
That's a little good amount of grams.
You know,
to me, that sounds like a lot.
But I definitely had, I don't know, it was just the overwhelming feeling of me being revalidated for what I'm doing here on this earth. Like, a lot of us, we walk around and don't know what we're doing seriously. And I was the same way. And when I stumbled upon mushrooms in general and me dealing with them firsthand, this shit was amazing. It was just them telling me, keep doing what you're doing. Just keep doing what you're doing. Don't worry about monetary gain. Don't worry about any of that. Just keep doing what you're doing. Just keep being the self-loving, self-giving, giving person that you are, and just keep doing what you're doing. Keep putting out this medicine.
That is because I had a writing session with myself this morning, and that was a very similar conclusion to which I find myself like, when I smoke weed, I find myself like judging myself to an extent. And I feel like that aspect of myself, my ego that is judging me, is the people from like echoing in my mind from like childhood, telling me, oh, smoking weed is bad, doing drugs is bad, shrooms are bad, things of that, sexuality is bad,
they're
things
just
of that
ill-informed
sort.
as
and
well.
It's so interesting because like today, spirit, like literally, I shuffle some cards and they're like, get other people out of your head, like, and I'm realizing I'm like, that is a process. Like,
it is.
Putting other people's voices down, that is a process, because I'm like, ayahuasca has cleared me the fuck out. It is very interesting to see like what other aspects of myself I am still working on, because isn't everything just a journey within itself? And
nothing's
honestly, it's so interesting because like I'm actually grateful to be seeing, confronting, acknowledging these parts of myself that are judgmental, because I know that's not me. That's actually not myself,
right.
So yeah, that's a little testimony to shame. Oh yeah, the next thing I said, you said, so personal story that you just experienced is like, yeah, mushrooms are potent, bro.
That's freak, bro.
Yeah, like the visuals, the feeling, my body feels so sensitive.
Oh yeah,
so sensitive.
That's why I think it's like that horniness, girl. I don't know. I think it comes right after.
Oh,
I'm not gonna lie.
My
it's better
God.
than a glass of wine, I tell you that.
Really? Yeah, because I remember making a tweet like "sex on shrooms is top tier," and people were like, "What?"
Definitely,
like, explain
highly
it.
recommend it.
I
for
can't
couples.
explain it. Okay, so how do you go into a trip? A lot of people have questions surrounding that.
How do I go in for a trip? Me personally, I like to have everything I need done for the day. Just nothing on my plate, nothing lingering over me. Saturday afternoon, I've done everything. That's when I'll take it. And I want to, like I said, I take a little fruit, eat a couple of apples, a couple of bananas before. Maybe get a smoothie, head up like a salad, something really fresh.
Really fresh and really light.
Really fresh, yeah.
Really light.
And hey man, I get to it.
Yeah.
I usually take them probably just while eating,
Okay.
just while chewing my food. I just pop them in,
okay.
Eating them that way. A lot of people like just pop capsules, but I just like to get out the way.
Yeah.
It's nasty. Yeah. There's no way around that.
Yeah.
But.
So that's what you do for like a trip. What about microdosing? Like, how do you incorporate microdosing into like your life, for example?
So microdosing, I take a capsule Monday through Wednesday. I stop Thursday through Friday, and Saturday I might take 1 or 2.
Okay.
Sunday, I won't take anything.
Okay.
And by you just checking it like that, it kind of leaves your body not staying with the mushroom like plateau. Yeah. So
people have some questions about that as well, like what is the schedule? And there are different recommendations from different companies, especially dependent upon how much is in the capsule. I'm pretty sure FlowDose has their own specifications for how you should take the capsules in there as well. So do you like do it like gradually up or like?
Yeah, some days I might, instead of that 1 pill, I might take 2 or 3.
Okay, gotcha.
Just depending on, but again, I'll make sure I don't take anything for an entire day or 2.
Okay.
Just to make sure I stay in check.
Yeah.
So, and you still feel it.
You do.
You still feel it.
You do
the next
feel
day.
It. When I am microdosing, I typically will do it for like 3 days out the week. I think I do it like, I would say I microdose like once a month out of every season. So like 4 times a year. I definitely want to do it more for sure. But yeah, so it just depends on, how you feel called to also do it as well. Okay, so you that's what I was going to say.
How do you go into a trip?
Why are you saying like you're so interested?
I just want to, because everybody's different though.
Yeah.
Like,
depends on who I'm with and what I'm doing. That determines how I prepare for a trip.
Yeah.
So typically, like you said, if I know that I'm doing it that day, I'm eating super light, like eating super light. Water, fruit. That's it for me personally.
Make sure you're drinking water during the trip.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It also depends on how much I'm taking. Now, when I am with my partner, I'm definitely going to be at night, set the vibe, meditate going into it, and then we take the same amount and, go on a rocket ship, a rocket ship of love. We going to Venus, nigga. We going to Venus.
A rocket ship of love.
So there's that, but yeah, that's typically how I prepare. Mentally, I feel like I kind of always have that part where I'm like, all right, here we go again, like I'm buckling in the seat type shit. But yeah, and I think that I like to have things that I know that I'd like to do during the trip. So like card games and music. I feel like I don't really normally watch stuff. But I'm definitely one to have one hell of a conversation on mushrooms.
You're gonna call probably your grandma.
For sure. People are getting, if you're not with me in that moment, people are getting called, bro, for sure.
Yeah.
And solo trips, what do you think about solo trips? Like, how often do you solo trip?
Solo trip, I think I solo trip more than I trip with my fiance. Definitely.
Aww.
I think I do. And that's only to keep myself in check. You know, when we take it together, it's more of us coming together, us working our things out,
Okay.
When I'm solo tripping, I like to do it by myself. Well, of course you're solo tripping.
Yeah, right.
But I do it a lot more than definitely with other people.
Interesting. Okay.
And that's just to keep me in check.
Yeah. Got it. Okay, so now we're going to answer some of y'all's questions. Is it better to microdose in the form of a capsule, tea, or shroom straight?
Shroom straight.
Shroom straight.
I don't suggest the shroom straight because you're probably not going to like the taste. For it to be your first time, it's probably going to turn you off from it. I will always suggest a tea or a capsule.
Yeah.
Always a vegan capsule though.
Right.
But tea, I would also recommend to make sure that the herbal blend or whatever that it's coming in is fresh.
Something that I want to note for some reason is so like we said, FlowDose has capsules on their website, and I noticed that they have capsules with different milligrams. So 1 gram of mushrooms, for me, I'm 4'11", like 130. So like 1 gram for me, I'm having an experience, right? So when you look at the dosages, 100 milligrams is if you take a gram and you just divide it in 10. So 100 is 1/10 of a gram of mushrooms. 500, half of a gram of mushrooms. So keep it like that. I want to say that. Capsules are great. I like capsules when I am microdosing. I'll eat shrooms. I feel like I gotta respect the shroom when I'm going in for a super big dose. And I feel like I gotta eat you. I'm respecting you in your authentic raw form. Any tips on how to get out of the disassociative stuck state that mushroom effects can have?
Well, what I can say about that is all mushrooms aren't meant for you to be around people.
Okay.
Some trips are meant for you to be around yourself. You don't have to be around people every time that you take shrooms. If you're feeling that while you're on shrooms, then it's just best to listen to that. It's telling you that you need time with yourself right now.
Okay. Also,
in my opinion.
Yeah. Another thing that some people were saying in terms of like fear, because I started asking people like, so many people said so many things about fear. What are you afraid of exactly? Yeah. And I feel like the disassociative state is a level of enlightenment. And of course your ego is trying to find its way out because it feels uncomfortable.
Exactly.
But that disassociative state, let me tell you, is what I have been feeling my whole life. That disassociative state is what happens every time I find myself reaching a new level of life. So that state is really the embodiment of you wandering so far out of your norm and into another more enlightened, higher understanding of the world around you.
Yeah.
You're meant to be there. And your ego is what's going to want to run from it. And that's why
I explain that to people. I'm like, what are you afraid of? I give them that, and they're like, are you just afraid to be enlightened? Is that it?
People are afraid of losing control.
I think
that's what people keep saying. They are afraid to lose control, but I'm like, what real control do you have?
You're not gonna run down the street naked, dude.
You've just convinced yourself that you are in control because your ego said from an early age, oh, I'm perceiving the world and this is what I need to do to protect myself. So when that wall is like shattered, there's so much room for growth because you can actually learn how to protect yourself in ways that you are actually authentically meant to protect yourself.
Exactly.
Instead of shying away from the world. So how to prepare yourself mentally after having a bad trip and wanting to try again. Does that go into what I kind of just said?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, it's the same thing.
I think you should do shadow work. Like, what made it a bad trip?
Right. What was it bad? How was it bad for you?
Because a lot of people have a lot of different ways of getting there. Like, your bad trip can be like, I don't know, you
purging a trauma experience.
Experience or reliving a trauma experiences or being greeted by an entity that looks weird or you don't know. Like, I forgot what I was gonna say. I'm fucking high.
That's the truth, though. Like, seriously, that's really it.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta remember, we're not the only ones here, and we there are a lot more things on different planes that we have yet to come in contact with.
Bro.
So if you're able to come in something with contact like that, congratulations to you.
Bro.
Like, release a book about it. You know, that's
because you're never going to be given something that you cannot handle.
Exactly.
You are never going, especially when you are in the hands of this medicine. Something that when I was explaining about ayahuasca, I noticed people were having a hard time understanding to an extent because I was like, this is energetic medicine. You are about to meet somebody, something, some being, right? You are about to, like, she has an energy within her ayahuasca is what I'm talking about. Like, and it's so present. It's something that you can't walk away from experiencing her and disregard that. Like, it's actually some real shit. So all of these medicines are rich in energy. So rich in energy in oh my god, in everything. So it's just crazy. And I remember I said something to the guy I'm talking to because they grew up out the country, and I'm like, ooh, y'all smoking great gas down there. It was like, yeah, we smoking great gas in the Caribbean. So
I believe it.
So I was like, well, what are the different kinds of strains? Because I really would love to smoke some of that weed. And he was like, strains don't matter. Like, it doesn't matter. And I'm like, nigga, what? He was like, it's basically a dictation of this weed grew in this sunlight patch over there, and this one grew in the dark. And I'm like, nigga, that is so energy. Like, if that ain't energy, then what is?
It is though, yeah. Like,
that is gonna determine
direct sunlight,
how you experience it. Like, it's crazy.
Seasoned advice for people who want to do mushrooms for the first time. I always suggest that you don't microdose. Again, I said that. I said it. I suggest that you do not microdose. I suggest that you take anything over 2.5 grams. And that's for you to...
Wait. This for the first time?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's for the first time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
No, seriously. And that, because for me in general, I know when I did it for my first time, I didn't feel anything. I thought I got gypped. You know, the whole nine.
Okay.
I didn't do anything. I didn't feel anything. I didn't see anything. You know, that whole thing. So I always suggest 2.5 grams. And that is just to get you started, get your body introduced to the psilocybin in your system. You might take it and experience like more of a body high, especially for it being your first time. And some people report that they just feel a little bit lighter because it is their first time. Their body is still registering it.
Okay. So would you say take it all at once or gradually take it?
No, take it all at once.
Like, over the course of an hour or something. Interesting. Okay.
Over the course of an hour. So by the time that hour rolls around, you can actually report what you're actually feeling. It'll sneak up on you because you won't even feel it. You won't even realize it when it's your first time.
This is interesting.
Yeah, I always suggest more than 2.5 grams for your first time. Always. That's not a marketing standpoint. That's just
the emphasis on it too. Yeah. Like that was some serious emphasis. Serious emphasis. Oh God, that's a good way to take it as well. Like in capsule form, if it is hard for you to take it the first time,
to intimidate.
Yeah, with the mushroom all textured and
I'm a
dirty tasting.
Can you recommend any books that we can learn about mushrooms? Yes. I actually have a book, not my book, I'm sorry. It's called Microdosing Psychedelics by Paul Austin. And it's a practical guide to upgrade your life. That's the semi-title for it. And it's pretty much teaching you how to microdose, when to microdose, where to microdose, where microdose came in play, a lot of things like that. So it definitely helped me actually not even growing it, dealing with it directly like that, but when I first started wanting to know about it, this is the first book that I read.
Okay. Somebody said, can you microdose if you have a history of mental health issues?
Absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely. I have so many people that I deal with on a regular that faithfully need me. They need their weekly, their monthly subscription of what they've been getting because it's been helping their mental PTSD, trauma, postpartum, a lot of stuff. Lots of stuff. So I feel really good about that. Yeah, I really do. It's really, really helping people's mental, not having them as suicidal, depressed. It's a really touchy subject, but that in general is what keeps me going.
So this girl asked a handful of things. I'm gonna say, maybe I should say it all together and you can start slowly. As someone who's only tried weed and nothing else, is there a similarity within the two?
No.
As someone who can get anxiety off weed, would you suggest microdosing?
Yes.
When you microdose, do you feel high?
No. Not necessarily. No. I mean, you're not microdosing if you're taking 5 capsules at one time, though. That's the thing. So, I mean, over the course of the days that you have taken it, you're going to realize that you have a lighter feeling. Probably like the second or third day.
I feel my microdose. Oh, we had to change cameras, by the way. Fuck. If you're confused, we had to change cameras. Okay. I feel my microdose. It is it's a nice feeling. Yeah. But I'm also a very sensitive person. I've been realizing that. Very fucking sensitive. So, and I feel like with my stature.
You're going to feel a lot more.
I definitely do feel a lot more. So, my partner is like 5'11", and he be needing way more mushrooms than I do to feel some shit. So, there's that. Look, I didn't even finish her little rant.
Okay, keep going.
Perfectly okay if when you microdose, do you feel high? Perfectly okay if not, but would you be able to in-depthly describe how being on shrooms is?
In-depthly describe how it feels? It feels like I am dancing. I am giggling. My feet won't stop moving. I want to talk to somebody. My body feels like it's constantly... not constantly, because it comes in waves for me. Okay. 1 minute, I'm completely like just normal, having a regular conversation, and then I'm like, girl. Right. Do you know? Do you know? Do you know? And it's just like, okay. I'm back now.
But do you know? Like,
yes.
Do I know what? But we're here with it. So I don't even have to say, I'd be not saying shit and Trey be like, yeah.
I feel you.
Exactly.
I feel you.
Exactly that. Shrooms are great.
Yeah.
Would you say your outlook on shrooms before you took it was accurate to the actual trip? It's so funny because I'm feeling their energy and they're like, I have so many questions and I am afraid to do this that I feel their energy like crazy.
It was just like everybody else. It was a little negative. Like nobody knew. You don't really know until you go in for yourself. It's like you don't know you don't know what's behind the prize door unless you actually go through it. Nobody else can tell you. They're not coming back out.
So how did you get into mushrooms?
So, my grandfather was diagnosed with 2 types of cancer. There wasn't a cure. They were just doing chemotherapy for him to just keep it treated. And I was just looking for a lot of stuff. You know, I'm very close. Like my granddad, I'm the granddad's girl. Okay.
Aww.
So when that happened, I was just looking for a lot of stuff. You know, I was taking him a lot of different fruits, vegetables, soursop, sea moss, anything, a lot of, anti-cleaning, cleaning the pineal gland, all that type of herbs and fruits and stuff like that. I was looking that up. So I came across mushrooms. I bought it from this girl who turned out to be a scammer. Of course, we all run into those. And she shut her Instagram page down, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm not going to let that deter me from getting this medicine. Like, I know from what I've been reading, it's amazing. So I went off the deep end. I didn't have a full-time job. I was just like, you know, I'm gonna put my last into buying all these materials I need to try to get this growing going. And once I started doing it and I started giving it to him, he was less anxious going into his treatments. He's in remission now. He's in remission now, bro. Like, I can't accredit that to anything. I can't accredit CDC. Don't come for me. FDA don't come for me. But I'm saying he's in remission now, bro. Like, that shit is absolutely amazing. Whoa. It brought a tear to my eye. That happened in January of this year. So I've been doing this for 3 years now. Once I came across that news earlier again this year, and I had that premonition last year telling me to keep going, you know what I'm saying? It like I said, it revalidated me to keep doing it. And so that's why I'm still here. I'm still here.
That's fire, bro.
Legging it out.
That's fire.
Yeah.
When I think about like how I got into mushrooms, oftentimes I kind of just be like, I did some research, which I did. I did some research, but I've been trying to remember just how aligned I felt with what I had found. Yep. Because it was a different type of certainty. I went into mushrooms eagerly. Yeah. I said, what is this healing? I need this now. Right. The way that I just found it in a very free time of need. Like, I found it right as my life was like going into a giant upward strike. And I'm like, whoa, this is I don't know exactly how I'm supposed to be working with this, because I couldn't see it as like, you know, like farming it or like growing it, even though perhaps one day, you know, but I was like, something the people need to know. That's what I'll do. I'll ring the people.
Yeah. And that's enough. Like that, even just that, breaking the stigma, that means so much. Bro. That means a lot.
Bro, for real.
It's a couple of states now. I know on the West Coast are legalized.
Have you, like, Oregon, Colorado, fucking New York? I mean, that shit ain't legal, but you can find that thing easily in New York.
Yeah. Even Jamaica. I went to Jamaica in May of this year. No, April. And they have it everywhere. Signs, billboards.
In Jamaica, for real?
Jamaica.
I need to go to Jamaica. Y'all want to hear something crazy? As I'm editing this video and I'm editing this part, my mother texts me and she's like, you want to go to Jamaica in September? My life a movie. And it's like I've gotten to the point where I manifest so good. I'm like, bro, I feel like I need to tell the people. I need to express this, you know? If y'all want to hear more about how I manifest and tips on how you can, you know, better your manifestation, let me know.
Jamaica.
Oh my God. Jamaica. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Their last question says, would you recommend being alone for your first microdose or with someone else?
I always recommend being with someone your first time.
Yeah.
Always. Especially with the amount that I recommended, yes. You're always going to be with somebody for your first time. For
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Either they know a lot about it, they are experienced, or like nurturing.
Right.
Like even if they don't, like just nurturing. Microdosing with a lover.
Yes.
How to support each other's challenges and experiences.
I don't suggest microdosing.
Oh yeah, microdosing nah. Yeah, microdosing nah.
Take that.
Come on and take this trip.
You know, exactly.
Come with me.
Not even if you're going for a trip, even if you're going for a moderate level.
Okay, yeah.
But not microdosing.
But still, it ain't gotta be like out of fucking body. But like still something enough to where you're feeling it. And there's no doubt
like you've had
about
a few glasses. Well, that's what's gonna feel
like.
A few glasses of wine, probably the equivalent to maybe 4.
Did you have some questions you wanted to share?
Yes, let me
see. Because
those
are all my questions.
Different strains and their purposes. Well, all purpose for mushrooms is to actually heal you, even though, like I said, the chitin in the mushrooms, it prevents you from wanting to eat it again. But they all have healing properties. Different strains, like I said, they all have body high. Some have more visual highs than others. That's literally it. Some literally, you see dancing lights when you go to sleep. You see warps or distortions, but it's nothing like you're seeing little green men and they're coming to chase you and snatch you out the bed. It's nothing like that.
Right.
Is there a tolerance that builds up like weed? Yes. I would say you shouldn't be taking 5 grams of shrooms every day of the week, though.
No, for sure.
That's
different.
That is different.
That's different.
And you won't do that.
You wouldn't do that.
So, yeah, I'm not worried about that at all.
But when it comes to microdosing, I think we already talked about that earlier. Like how you can slowly, gradually increase. So Monday, take 100, Tuesday, 200, X, Y, and Z. And then you stop for a few days.
Yep, and it comes back down. And when you're coming down, when you stop taking that's when you start to feel it because it's coming down off of you. So, and
then that also feels psychedelic.
Yeah, it does.
It does.
It does.
The come down is another whole experience.
Is it common for treated symptoms to reappear if you stop microdosing? Don't just allow the mushrooms to do the work for you.
Oh, I was about to say that. Oh God.
Don't. That should be a door opener.
You should be
to what you're going in through.
Yes.
That's just to open the door.
You should be contributing as well.
Yeah.
Not just allowing yourself to feel the dopamine that comes with mushrooms, like actually allowing yourself to dig deeper into the shadow work that comes with self. That's what I did.
Yeah.
I wasn't ignoring shit. I'm like, where is it at? You know? And then after that, still allowing all of the psychedelic feelings of being on mushrooms to be honored as psychedelic, to be appreciated, because it's a hell of a trip.
Yeah.
Bad trip or not, nigga, I just went on a trip.
Ooh, do you believe there's a great connection between us and beings and mycelium? So is there a connection between us and mushrooms?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Hell yeah.
Mushrooms
they talk to
are
each other
an evolved civilization.
Hey, girl, what?
Bro, they...
Have you seen The Last of Us?
No.
Check that out, y'all.
Okay.
That's wild.
Really?
The intro just into them talking about how mushrooms could evolve and take us over.
Wait, that's
as a population.
That's what it's about?
Girl, yes.
Mushrooms took over the world?
Yes.
Are you for real, bro? No.
Yes.
You're lying, bro. Are you for real?
Of course they turn people into zombies, but it's the mycelium that made people want to go and do all this crazy things because mycelium, it's everywhere.
They said war against humanity.
Yes.
Damn, they got tired of us.
If they evolve just like the world is evolving every year with this global warming, if they evolve to a higher temperature just like us to withstand our body temperature, we're fucked. Like, no, I'm serious. Like, that's... You think biological warfare is bad? Don't let them get that smart. Seriously.
Oh my God.
And that's one thing I actually fear too. Like, the warmer temperatures that I grow mine in, they just flourish now. And I'm just like, bro, you're supposed to be cool with the like 72 temperature. You bouncing in 82, 84 degree weather. Like, what's going on? Like, no. This is wild.
What a crazy concern.
Yeah, that is very concerning.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Because I'm not thinking about it. I'm thinking about it like mushrooms like to help us. They do. They do. But I'm not thinking about it as though, like how I said, when insects eat it, they feel full. You know, we too are the insect.
Yes. Have you seen when an ant ingests a certain type of mushroom?
No.
It controls the inner workings of their brain. The whole ant becomes a zombie, and the mushroom conducts the ants. The whole ant.
Like Pickle Rick?
Yeah. Seriously. Like, it's insane if they can do that to your brain. Come on now.
Bro.
And mushrooms are everywhere. It's on your soap. It's on your body. Mold, it's everywhere. Mold is mushrooms. Mycelium, mold, all of that stuff is interconnected into one.
Oh.
Mycelium is just the mold. Mushrooms, cheese, everything, all of that is just the mold. Oh. Crazy, right?
On that note,
that show is crazy.
Was that the last question?
Let me see. Do we
I
have
was
any
about
more
to say,
questions?
because that is one hell of a way to end it.
Yeah, that's pretty much all we have.
Oh my God. This has been so fun. Yay. Thank you for coming. This has been fun.
It has.
Oh my God. This makes me want to start my podcast back up.
You should.
Okay, Brianna, I'm definitely going to leave her socials in the account, in the description down below. Comment the mushroom emoji. Yeah. If you stayed till this part of the video. Tell me, have you ever done mushrooms? And what was your experience like if you have? And if you haven't, did we convince you to try them? And are you going to check out Flodos to get your mushroom subscriptions?
Check out Flodos.
Check out Flodos. Other than that, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment, like, subscribe, same as always. And you guys will see me in the next video. Peace.
Back on Earth, trying to wreak some havoc. Dang, that was crazy. What just happened? I've done it millions of times, but nothing millions of times. I guess that's where when we die. But I'm back as an indigo, back in the density, back to the days of 3, back to the days of me, back to the days where we see trees are separate, not a part of me. Intelligence is the key. If you can unlock your mind before you unlock your eyes, so you can transcend the times. Let's go down to the beach, get something to eat, maybe for you and me. Let's look out at the stars and see who we